We've got to talk again about the not ready for open soccer myth. The idea that there is some magical, mythical ready point that we have to get ourselves to in American soccer in order to be ready for the announcement, implementation of an open USA Soccer ecosystem with promotion and relegation. And when I was thinking about it, before the recording of this video, I thought about, well, if you look at another strong lower division, Division 2 in the rest of the world, so for example, I thought of the English Championship, it's second division. Would you expect American clubs in lower divisions who are beneath a glass ceiling, not allowed to strive for Division 1 or continental or global club competitions beyond that, would you really expect them to have as much ambition as Division 2 clubs do around the world in open systems, where they do have a chance to go beyond that Division 2 glass ceiling? And the answer is just plain no. When you think about it from a normal business perspective, from a fan's perspective, sponsor's perspective, it's sort of a what's the point issue. So to expect American soccer clubs to build themselves up and put all this risk into building more stadiums, bigger infrastructure, investing more money, to expect them to do that when there is no chance of return on investment, maybe some pie in the sky hope of, oh, maybe someday if we do well enough, U.S. Soccer will smile down on us and open the ecosystem. That's not how it will work. So what we do is simply have a transition period, a runway, where we say, okay, we're going to open the USA Soccer system in the next 8 years, 6 years, 5 years. I think we can make it a pretty short span, but at least a couple of years. And from there, once it's announced, once we have a concrete date announced by our U.S. Soccer Federation, then clubs, investors, fans actually have a reason to care, a reason to pour in significant time and resources into the lower division clubs. Again, we cannot blame owners, fans, administrators, players for not being like open system lower division clubs while they are under the conditions of the USA Soccer closed system. Normal, sane people should not be expected to do that. So we need to look at getting to a step one where our U.S. Soccer Governing Federation announces a real legit date so that everybody finally has incentive to start mobilizing and preparing and getting us to that mythical ready point of where we are actually strong enough to open up the ecosystem. And we can overcome every sticking point easily by just a little bit of planning and good leadership from our U.S. Soccer Governing Federation. So prerequisites, you can say, hey, you can't be promoted in Division 1 unless you have a 2,000 or more seat stadium and you have locker rooms and bathrooms, something like that. Reasonable prerequisites, make them attainable, not something where you're asking for 50,000 seat stadiums to get in Division 1. Something reasonable for each level, of course, going down as you go down to the lower levels. Cover yourselves in that respect, but we just have to say, okay, we're going to get there. This is going to be the open date. You can adjust it too if you need to. That won't be a problem. If it needs to be adjusted, pushed back a year, no big deal. Brought forward a year, that's great. But we should ultimately, we need to strive for a place where we are 100% open at the USA Soccer ecosystem. And you even build from the bottom, build downwards. You say, hey, Division 1, you are immune to relegation for X number of years. Division 2 for X number of years. You can plot it many different ways, but it is doable. Every potential sticking point is something that we can overcome. But the key is you can't put the cart before the horse. Ready comes after we announce an actual hope for these lower division fans, clubs, administrators, players. It doesn't come before, and we should stop blaming our lower division fans, clubs, players, administrators for not being like open system lower divisions. Again, just plain stupid from a normal, rational business perspective. So what it all comes down to, again, is our governing U.S. Soccer Federation. They are the ones who are on the line for moving us to this open system. If they won't do the job, then we need to set up a alternate federation of independent clubs and USA Soccer constituents and get FIFA sanctioning for a new federation that fairly represents all people, that can organize us all under an open system where divisional sanctions are reserved for open container leagues where all clubs have a fair chance to compete for the top of USA Soccer. That's what it's come down to. It's all down to our federation. But again, step one always will have to be an announcement, a concrete date. Without that, we are sunk, and it's hopeless to chase after this mythical date of being ready, or this mythical state. What does it even look like? We don't even know. There isn't even any defined terms to this ready point for being ready for an open system. You can't ask captors to make themselves ready for freedom and opportunity. That should be a basic square one thing. So that's what we need to do in USA Soccer, full stop. It's down to us, the fans, to demand equal opportunity. It's down to our U.S. Soccer Governing Federation to make it happen. So if you like this video, make sure to share it out across social media, and also subscribe right here to my channel, and make sure to hit the like button below. And I'll talk to you soon.